to our video on the Essential Guide to Budgeting. My name's Alex. The company we represent is called Simple Financial Planning, and we hope to give you useful education, tips and tricks around your financial planning. So if you haven't done yet, please do so. Please subscribe to get some more content. So what is budgeting? Well, budgeting is like giving your money a roadmap. Without it, you'll spend when you want, and you'll never really have a guide to get to where you want to be. It's virtually impossible to reach financial goals or even live within your means without a budget. Budgeting has a reputation of being overwhelming. Budgeting has a reputation as being too hard. But it's one of those things that when you use it right, it can be the best tool in your financial life. So here's what you need to know. First and foremost, what is a budget and why would you use one? A budget is an estimate of your income and expenses. You can make a budget to make sure your expenses fit within your income the way you want it to. It's not meant to make it sacrificial or feel restricted. Instead, it should empower you because you should always know where you stand financially at any point. If you have to cut back on something, consider it a smart move because you'll be better able to handle expenses in other areas of your life. Everyone should use a budget, whether you're struggling financially or not. It's a way to make sure you allocate your money where you want it to go. Are you reaching your financial goals? Are you getting out of debt? Have you saved for retirement? These are all financial goals that a budget can be used to plan with. A budget tells you how you're doing with your money, and everyone needs this information. It's as simple as that. So what are the different types of expenses that you can expect? Or if we were to put in categories, what are the most common? And we've broke them up into 6 different categories. The first one, living costs. This is the roof over your head, the food in your mouth, the clothes on your back. Then you have motoring costs as a category. Most people have a car, but you can also use travel expenses inside that type of category. We've also got medical costs, lifestyle and leisure costs, that's eating out, going to the gym, subscribing to certain things, going to games, going to concerts, whatever it may be. And then you've got financial costs. How much does it cost for your mortgage? How much does it cost for your loans? How much does it cost to service any debt that you have? Or your investment costs. How much are you saving per month? How much are you investing in your pension per month? How much are you putting towards anything that is considered an investment vehicle? Once you break down your expenses into various categories like mentioned, figure out what percentage of your income should go into each category. For example, you wouldn't want to have 80% of your income allocated to your motoring costs. Or you wouldn't want 80% or 90% to your financial costs. So it makes sense to understand what your income is and then allocate a proportion of your income to those categories to have a balanced financial plan. It's easiest if you split your costs into needs and wants and debt and savings. Your needs are any expenses that are necessary for living, housing, motoring, medical care and food are essentials. Be careful, food costs don't include out or entertainment, only include food you buy to prepare at home. Your wants categories are the expenses that don't fall in the needs, but it's something you'd like. And that's the lifestyle and leisure costs. Entertainment, dining out, unnecessary shopping, all fall into this category. Everyone needs some disposable income to enjoy life. Finally, you need a percentage of money to pay off your debts, a percentage to pay off to your savings. If you have high interest debt, focus on that first. Pay off the debt first before you invest or save any money. Split your money into this category between paying off debt and saving for emergency funds, current needs and retirement savings. If you've not seen our video on emergency funds, please follow the click below. So what's the right breakdown then for your income to be allocated to? Well, we use the 50-30-20 budget as being a great option. 50% of your income should really cover your needs section. 30% should cover your wants. And 20% should go into savings or paying off debt. You can play around with these numbers, but this sort of budget works for millions of people. So how can you create a budget? To create a budget, you must gather the necessary paperwork together, and the best thing to do here is to start with your bank statements. Pull the statements for the last 6 or 12 months and write down your regular expenses and categorise them so you can see how much you spend in each category. If you want, you can download our budget planner, which will put all this into the right category for you. There'll be a link in the description below. Write down every expense that you have, including insurance, if you only pay it once a year, or any gifts that you buy annually, such as holiday expenses or any other gifts such as Christmas, presents or birthdays. Be honest with this, because this is the only way that you can be successful with your budget. Now write down your income. Compare the two numbers. Are you working within your means, or should you make some changes? Then is when you create a workable budget. Play with the numbers and create a budget using an online budgeting tool like the one we've created, or a pen and paper, or your favourite spreadsheet. It doesn't really matter. What's important is you get in the right path. So what sort of goals can you set for budgeting? Well, everyone has different goals for budgeting, but overall is to make sure that you live within your means. That's the number one essential goal for budgeting. It's easy to get up in overspending, living on credit cards, ignoring the important areas of your life, like retirement, because they seem just too far away. Some common goals for budgeting include paying off debt. That's a very big one. So a lot of people want to have their debt paid off by a certain time. So living in debt is like throwing money away. Interest occurs on the interest that you're paying, and therefore having debt just doesn't make any sense for the short term. Save for retirement is another budgeting goal. So are you aware of how much you're going to need in later life? What sort of income you're going to need? Do you know how much you need to save now for that? Or you may have other saving goals, such as saving for a holiday, saving for a car, saving for college. No matter what it is, you need to ensure that you understand what your budget is to allocate how much you can save and your timeline so that you know how much that actual amount needs to be monthly. And lastly, when you set a budget goal, you should always try and stay on track. It's easy to go off course. So really coming back to your budget on an annual basis at the least to ensure that your finances meet your financial goal is important to success. The bottom line here is that budgeting is for everyone, whether it's a simple budget or on a pad of paper, or even an elaborate budget using one of these online software programs. The key is to know where your money goes, how you spend it, and where you can make the changes to help you financially. That could be getting out of debt, saving for emergencies, planning for retirement, should be everyone's large goals. Beyond this, you can set up individual goals that help you meet the needs and desires while ensuring that you cover the necessary expenses in your life. I hope you find this video informative, and please help the channel by subscribing and tuning in for more tips. Thanks. Bye.